only day 2 of the World Cup, Sarah. It's wild out there.
It is wild.
You can't even think of a better word because so much has gone on just in day 1, technically. I don't know. Day 2 of the World Cup is today, the 21st. Hopefully this video will go out the 21st. Yesterday was day 1 of the World Cup. And also, my sleeping schedule is already wild.
Yeah, you needed to get it together.
I missed the Canada-Nigeria match. We recorded it because I was stayed up for the other 2 matches until 7 a.m. And so I couldn't make it to 9 o'clock. I mean, we're going to get right to it. I was going to get into the other games first and what happened, but we have to get right into it, Sarah. We have to get right into it. Australia versus Ireland. Yes. So, in yesterday's video, we recorded yesterday's video before the game happened. It came out after, technically, the game happened, but we recorded it before. And at that time, we mentioned that, sad news that it seemed like Katie and Ruesha had broken up. We actually did a video on it about a month ago saying it looked like they had broken up, but nothing confirmed. But we showed, there's a little bit of confirmation that they had broken up. Then we talked about how the rumors were that it was Katie was now dating Caitlin Foord. To say that the rumors were proven yesterday, I think is an understatement because it looks to be that is what is going on. That is the case.
There's a bit of proof in the pudding. A little bit.
So, I mean, it's going wild on TikTok right now. I mean, everyone's talking about it. I may be able to play the clip, but if I can't, I'll just put it still because FIFA's really, really strict about videos. Okay, so pre-game handshake. Everyone usually gets a little fist bump. It's right up the line. Everyone shaking everyone's hand. But who does Ruesha decide not to fist bump or give a handshake to?
It appears that it was Caitlin Foord, but also a few other players.
Yeah, she missed it. I think they were just damage, collateral damage, or
collateral damage.
But yeah, they went up right for the handshakes. Ruesha specifically did not handshake Caitlin Foord, and that was a message. That was a huge, huge, huge message that Ruesha's not shaking her hand, and that she's obviously unhappy about something, and you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. I think that is just giving credence to all the rumors that it is official that Caitlin and Katie are more than friends.
Oh, and those other players too.
No,
I don't know. Until things are officially spoken or put out there, I'm gonna lay low.
No. You can't lay low on this one. You can. I can't.
You never can. You never can.
To me, this is a clear sign that if not their official girlfriends, which I think they are, but they're definitely together in some capacity. And then someone just left a comment on our video that we talked about yesterday. And they said,
I'm absolutely convinced Katie and Caitlin are together because Caitlin commented on Katie's sister's Instagram after Ireland lost to Australia.
So Katie does have a lot of sisters. So
which one?
I know she has so many sisters. But I mean, it looks to be Katie and Caitlin are together. Ruesha's not happy about that for whatever reason. She might just be. It's nothing against Caitlin, but she just hates the situation and she can't support. She just hates the whole situation, so it's deciding not to shake her hand. But it's very public. I mean, everyone is looking at that World Cup game. Everyone is gonna. I think she knows people are gonna see it, especially in Ireland. I'm sure every TV was turned on to this game in Ireland, and also talk about it, see it, and talk about it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. At this point, it's like the whole world is watching you. The cameras are always on you.
Yeah.
I mean, at least one camera, if they're watching it and they're going to catch everything. And those things go viral.
Right. And I don't know, sometimes the camera pans around. I don't know if it just happened to get it right then. And so she got unlucky. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you don't know exactly. They don't film the whole entire line of everyone shaking the hands, but they were right there for that one.
Those camera people knew what they were doing. They knew. The insiders, they go, do it at this point. No,
yeah. But Ruesha was just like, nope, I'm not going to play it. I'm not happy. I mean, to be in a relationship for 6-7 years and then your partner moves on, it seems quickly, is hard. But Sarah and I were just talking, a lot of people talk. A lot of times when you're with a partner for that long, at the end of the relationship, it's already, you've already moved on a little bit by the time you decide to end things. But now thinking about it, maybe that is why Ruesha is so unhappy, is because maybe she came out of the blue for her, or she wasn't ready to end things, but Katie was. So yeah, I could see how she's upset, hurt, or just mad. So maybe but it doesn't seem like that long ago they were talking about each other and doing interviews and everything. And also there is this article on the Daily Mail. It says,
Ireland's Women World Cup striker Ruesha Littlejohn refuses to shake Australian star Caitlin Foord's hand after she posted photos of holiday with her ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. So in this article,
they're onto the tea.
Yeah.
Video footage shows Irish striker Ruesha Littlejohn clearly refusing to shake hands with Aussie star Caitlin Foord just before kickoff in what is a highly unusual snub in soccer. One of Ireland's glamour football couples, Littlejohn and Maccabe, separated after just over 7 years together, with Maccabe confirming the breakup during an interview the UK Players Tribune shortly before the World Cup.
But also in the article, it does say this. It says, however, Matildas insiders have insisted that Foord and Maccabe are simply good mates, and their friendship had no bearing on Maccabe's breakup with Littlejohn. So, I mean, Matilda insiders, not quite sure who that is or who they're not. But it says right here that some say they're just friends. And then also it says, Caitlin and Katie are great friends. They play together for Arsenal. They spend a lot of time together, but there's nothing more to it than that. So, I mean, I'm not sure, if, say, Katie and Caitlin were a couple, maybe didn't tell their management yet or tell their team yet, so they're kind of going off that, or if they're just saying that to smooth things over for the public perception, or that they're completely not together and Ruesha is upset about something else or overreacting or something. Maybe. I don't know.
I was going to say, Daily Mail doesn't know anything. They just make up stories left and right. So who actually knows?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, we don't know. I mean, timing seems a little weird to me, to be honest. They're going to their first World Cup and then they break up and then Leah Walty and Caitlin Foord are together for a long time. Then Katie Maccabe and then Ruesha's are together. Then it breaks up and but it's very, that's the way it goes.
It's the soccer world.
It's the soccer world.
It's the female soccer world.
But it reminds me of Viv and Beth for a lot of reasons. But for the main reason is, remember those videos of the after holiday trip to Ibiza with Beth and Viv? And we didn't know that they were together, but well, I guess they weren't official girlfriends quite yet at that point, but they were definitely something on that trip. They were definitely right before they became official girlfriends. We didn't think anything of it. The only thing I thought was like, oh, it's kind of weird Viv's on the trip. She doesn't seem like an Ibiza girl, But the photos this year from their Ibiza trip, Caitlin and Katie were like the ones speculated to be together. And it's almost like a snapshot. It's almost like the same exact type of pictures as Viv and Beth from last year at
So,
Ibiza.
if you're looking for a new girlfriend, go to Ibiza. And that's where the magic happens.
Or maybe that's where they make it like official. I don't know. But we saw that. But it looks to be pretty much official. It's just the timing is wild. And also, when we made the video yesterday, I didn't realize that Australia was playing Ireland. I didn't put two and two together that they would actually be playing against each other.
Oh, get this. I fell in love in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Instead of took a pill in Ibiza.
Oh.
That's a lover's version for you.
That's a G-rated version. It seems like Ruesha's that would make me think Ruesha's hurt, to be honest. Maybe Katie was the one who initiated the breakup. And
I'm scared of Ruesha. She's kind of hardcore.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to
she
get on her bad side.
Yeah.
So,
but same with Katie. I mean,
oh yeah.
So Ruesha's obviously hurt. I mean, it looks like she's hurt, not shaking the hand.
No, we don't actually know anything.
But she said, I'm not gonna shake her hand, and I kind of love it.
You live for the applause.
What does everyone think? I mean, does everyone think? I thought this couple might come out at the World Cup based on the rumors, but it looks like it. I think Ruesha wanted to be in charge of the narrative a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's a bold statement.
Yeah. Again, with Katie and Ruesha, they could have mutually broken up and said it was mutual, and Ruesha still doesn't want to shake her hand because she doesn't want to, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
It could have been accidental timing as well. Hands sometimes do hand things.
But yeah, what does everyone think? It's wild. It's wild. But I mean, that kind of goes to the Australia-Ireland match, which I thought the big story at the match was going to be that Sam Kerr is out 2 matches. I thought that was going to be the big story.
Yeah, because that was wild.
That was wild. When I heard that, instantly it reminded me of the Euros when Alexandra Popp was out for the finals. And I couldn't believe it. But I mean, I guess it's more like when Viv missed 2 games out with COVID last Euros. So I guess it's more like that since it's not the final. But I couldn't believe it. All 3 of those instances kind of blew my mind. When I heard Sam Kerr at home at Australia, the World Cup, she's out for 2 games. So she put a statement out. She's going to be out for 2 games. Then they're going to reevaluate her. But I thought that was going to be the big story. They showed her on the sidelines, looking sad, but then she pepped up, obviously because they did win. But that win that was a wild game, Sarah. I know I watched most of it. PK, and she hit the PK, and that was the winning goal. And the Irish player who got the foul, she was crying. She was heartbroken. They showed her on the bench. She was crying. I felt really bad for her. Yeah. But PK, that was the winning goal. At the end, Sarah, it was so close. Ireland, there was a couple balls at the very end that were so close. It was such a wild game.
Yeah, I saw the recap. It was wild.
Yeah. I'm pumped for Australia. They won to be at home. 1 match down, 1 win. Also, talking about the New Zealand Norway game, they won. Not only have they never won a World Cup game, they had never even scored a point, men or women, at a World Cup. So for them to have a goal, Ali Riley was crying. I was pumped for them. The crowd for the New Zealand game in particular was so loud for New Zealand. They really, really, really intense, and I loved it. And Norway, I don't know what's up with them. They have some great players on their team. Beautiful players. Very good looking team. Just like the Euros last year, they kind of fell apart, meaning they kind of fell apart at the Euros. And then they just didn't look great. They didn't look great. New Zealand was playing well. So maybe it was just New Zealand was playing well, and that's why they didn't look good. But Norway, they were once such a force to be reckoned with. And now it's like kind of like they lost something. They fired their coach last year after the Euros loss. But I'm rooting for them. I do like Norway. I think maybe New Zealand, those hometown crowds really showed you what they did for England back at the Euros. The hometown crowd means so much.
Must be the best feeling ever.
I know. And they won 1-0 against Norway. And they actually missed a PK, which it didn't mean at the end didn't matter because they still won. But that would have been heartbreaking if they would have missed it.
That seems to be the narrative of
and so
talking
about missing PKs, let's talk about Canada, Nigeria that I actually missed. I'm going to watch. We recorded it.
Slept like a baby.
Sarah did watch it, and it was a wild match from what I heard. I watched a little bit of the highlights, but
it was a pretty physical game. It was wild. Everybody was going down left and right, tackling each other. In the 48th minute, the initially didn't call anything, but then they had checked VAR, and then the ref came out and said, "That's a penalty." It was devastated. She was like, her hands were in her head, and she was like, "Oh crap, penalty!" Like that's like the worst thing,
right?
When you're in a game, okay?
Yeah.
You don't want a penalty. It's terrifying. I don't know how they do it. But anyway. So Sinclair was the one taking the penalty. And she went up. And this would have been even more iconic because Sinclair would have been the first player to score in 6 World Cups.
Wow.
And I'm sure she's going to score again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No problem. She's going to score. It's going to be fine.
But this could have been her moment.
But this could have been iconic moment for her. And then she went up and she kicked it, and the Nigerian goalie saved it. My God, it was wild. She read that right, and Sinclair did not get the goal. I mean, that must be devastating for her.
Missed the PK.
It was wild.
And I mean, you miss them, goalies are good, and I felt bad for her, but happy for and like you said, she's going to score. But I mean, the game ended up 0-0, so that would have been the game winner, which is hard to think about too.
I know.
So she missed the PK, and I'm a bit, gutted for them. I mean, Sinclair is such an icon, and
it just goes to show you can literally hit like 99% of your PKs. That doesn't mean that the goalie's not going to save. Right, that doesn't mean you're guaranteed that PK,
Right. And like I said, I didn't really watch the game. Physical. It must have been physical because there was a red card. There was a red card in the 90th plus 8th minute or something.
It was savage.
And I saw the play. It didn't look good. It was originally a yellow. Then they did the VAR and they took it back, put a red out. That was at the end of the game, so there wasn't too much of a difference for the whole game, the red card. But first, I think it's the first red card of the World Cup as well. So
that didn't take long.
But wild game. It ended 0-0. I still think Canada's going to get out of their group. Just goes to show you, anyone could win this tournament. Even though I just saw a TikTok or something that said only one of the top 8 most funded teams is going to win, and I thought that was an interesting take too, which I kind of agree with. which makes sense. But so just day 2, Sarah. So much drama, so much everything. Sam Kerr out, Ruesha not shaking Caitlin's hand, red card, Sinclar missing. So much going on. It's just day 2.
I know. God, I can't wait for the rest of the game.
Exactly. Tonight, 8 Eastern. No, 9 Eastern. 9 Eastern is the game. I don't know when our video is going to go out. I want it to go out today, but probably maybe just a little before that. But we are going to be watching. We're going to be excited. They're going to play Vietnam. Vietnam might bring it. And, you never know. With what's going on right now, you never know.
I know. I mean, yeah.
So we are going to do a video as soon as that game is over. And what does everyone think? I mean, what are your final thoughts, or what are your continued thoughts about Caitlin, Ruesha, and Katie? It's, and we'll see if Katie and Caitlin make any type of proclamations before the games are over. It's like an official post, a Viv and Beth post.
I don't think so, but you never know.
A Christy and Sam moment.
Oh.
On the field. Making out.
Oh, dear.
Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.
Bye.